Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can I begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and remind everyone that the land we're gathered on this morning was, is and always will be Aboriginal land. To Her Excellency, the Honourable Margaret Beasley, my ministerial and parliamentary colleagues, and all the dignitaries and sponsors, thank you so much for getting behind this event. Thank you so much for the opportunity to join you at these awards on behalf of the Premier, who can't be here this morning because he's visiting flood-ravaged regions of the state. It's great to be amongst finalists and winners, including our 82 Local Women of the Year and a vast array of exceptional women from right across our state. Many of the women here today are pioneers and role models. Our country is built on the huge contribution of generation after generation of Australian women. Together, we've built one of the world's great democracies, an egalitarian society which believes that all people, no matter their sex, race or religion, should be safe under the rule of law, free and afforded the real opportunity to succeed on the quality of their contribution. But for too long, our country's covenant has not been kept with half the population. 1 in every 4 women continue to experience partner violence. Women earn $255 per week less on average than men. Only 1 in 5 Australian CEOs are female. Women have only about 2/3 of the superannuation saved compared to men. These are not just shocking statistics. These are indicators of what we all see and hear almost every single day. Now, I've been in far too many meetings at the most senior levels of government and business. We're in a room of 10 or 20 people. Only 1 or 2 of them are women. I've seen time after time women raise ideas only for them to be accepted after the man has repeated them. I've heard reports of a female manager earning less than the male employee that reports to her. I've heard countless stories of women suffering physical and sexual violence at the hands of people they have every right to trust. And most tragically of all, many of these statistics have been known for decades. Now, over the last year, there has been a national awakening about the barriers and injustices Australian women continue to face. Impressive and brave women like Brittany Higgins, Grace Tame, Chanel Contos and Saxon Mullins sparked that awakening through their courage in publicly telling their deeply personal and traumatic stories. Now, in the past 3 years, New South Wales has made some progress. We've legislated a proactive requirement to seek consent. We've legalised the right for women to choose what happens to their bodies. We're doubling the number of refuges for victim survivors of domestic violence. And we are currently developing laws to prohibit a person coercively controlling their partner in a personal relationship. But we should be under no illusion that whilst these reforms are good and important and will improve women's lives, delivering on our nation's ideals will require more, much, much more. At the heart of this is economic opportunity. It's hard to be secure personally without being secure financially. And it's hard to be secure without having a job, a good income, and a retirement nest egg. It's impossible to say that our country is honouring our ideals if more than half the population is weighed down in pursuing their aspirations by bias that is built into our culture, employment entitlements, services and tax system. This is the next frontier in our journey our society should have made long ago. That is why the New South Wales Government has commissioned the Women's Economic Opportunities Review. Now, I can't pretend to fully understand the experiences and challenges faced by women. Which is why I've appointed an expert reference panel of preeminent leaders chaired by the outstanding Sam Mostyn. The review is exploring opportunities to empower women and improve their economic independence by boosting workforce participation. It will look to ensure that women have the support they need to enter, re-enter, and stay in the workforce. I want to make sure that this is not just another review, a weighty document that gathers dust. I want to make sure this is a blueprint that we adopt to address one of the greatest structural challenges of all time. Now, we already know many of the issues. We already know that too often women struggle to stay in and re-enter the workforce after they've had children. We know that women take on the bulk of the caring responsibilities in our families. We know that this makes it harder for them to build financial independence, to prepare for retirement, or to have a career that reflects their aspirations and their abilities. That's why I believe that the time has come for universal, accessible and affordable childcare right across our country.
Yeah!
Now, this is no easy task. We need to build the workforce and the infrastructure to make sure that the care provided to our children also affords them the education to flourish throughout their entire lives. But to paraphrase one of my heroes, John F. Kennedy, do not do these things because they are easy, but because they are hard, and because they are right. Now is the moment for our country to commit to universal, affordable, and accessible childcare before this decade is done. Universal, affordable, and accessible childcare is no silver bullet, but it is a necessary step if we are to address the structural barriers that women face right across our country. This is a national issue, and with the federal budget just weeks away, Canberra should lead. But if Canberra does not, this is too important an issue to leave to the policy graveyard of federal-state relations. It impacts too many people. It is too important for the economic security and opportunities of women right across our state. And indeed, if it is too important for the future prosperity of all the people of New South Wales, for the state to do anything other than lead Canberra once again. The women whose achievements we are recognising today are immensely impressive, and it's important that we celebrate the enormous contributions that they've made. But as we do so, let's also share a resolve to make sure that next year, and the year after, and the year after that, it will be easier for all women across this country to match what we're celebrating today and to accomplish even more. Because in doing so, we will improve the lives of every person in this state, men and women, right across New South Wales, and indeed, right across the country. Thank you so much, and congratulations to all the outstanding finalists that are recognised here today.